We should have a protected arrow here. We do. And are you going in here?
Continue straight.
Back, guys. Hello world, it's your Unkle Heavy. Today I'm on location in Buffalo, New York. I have returned to Forest Lawn Cemetery. Now, if you've been following my page for a couple of years, you'll know I did this vlog, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. At the time, there were so many sites that I really wanted to visit, and I didn't give myself enough time to check them all out and ran out of time, so I kind of did like a highlight of the cemetery. So today I am back to revisit and check out some of those sites that I wasn't able to go. Some of the more famous people that are interred here. Some are celebrities you may have heard of, some have not. I just did a lot of research for that project and never ever got to follow through, so I'm here to finish that task from 2 years ago. So, no tickets required today. Let's go see what kind of trouble we can get into. Do come along. That was really dumb. Now, my last vlog, this is where I did my intro, and I just love the lineup of this shot right here. I just do. This is just, I could stare at this all day long. Now, these aren't people I was planning on seeing today, but I have to point out how detailed these carvings are on some of these stones. I mean, cemeteries, in my opinion, are just, they're just hundreds, need thousands of works of art that so many people don't realize are here. So, gotta start the tour off with Rick James. Now, I went over the history of Rick James, who he was. We all know who Rick James is or was. So, he's probably one of the more famous people interred here, and I always come here and pay my respects to the super freak. It's always like a celebrity sighting. It's just, I don't know, I get awestruck. Very, very cool. What amazes me about his burial site is most Buffalonians or residents of the area don't realize that's Delaware Avenue right there. How close they come to passing him each time they drive by on Delaware Avenue. That's his stone right there. There's the road. So yeah, there's the shot of Delaware Avenue. And I'll just slowly pan this way. And if you see, just beyond that cone right there, that's Rick James. If you're ever in the area, think about it and say hello as you drive by. It's kind of funny how you do get a little bit of celebrity fanboy-ish when you come here. But anyway, we're moving on. So not really any celebrities in this area here, but I just had to stop and get a picture of this creek. Not sure what the name of it is, but just look at that beautiful bridge right there. Love bridges like this. Absolutely adore them. Just wanted to take a walk over that bridge and look at the other areas. Squirrel. Squirrel! Again, no celebrities in this area to film, but I just wanted to stop and get a shot because This is my go-to place. This is where most of the mausoleums are here, and when I'm having a bad day or just things aren't going right, I like to just come here and sit in the quiet. This is my go-to place. And somewhere over there is where I filmed my 1-year anniversary for Unkle Heavy. It's kind of it's kind of funny because back then, that was just shy of a year ago. I think that was August of last year. And at the time I had like 97 subscribers and I don't know how many views, but as of today, I think I'm just shy of 600. And that fact just blows my mind and puts it in perspective here. The name on this stone is Judy Goodyear, and there's a kitty cat with a bow. And there's a dog over here too. He also has a bow. I just realized that I've walked quite a considerable distance away from my car, and all the windows are open, and my cell phone and all my photo equipment are sitting on the passenger seat. I better get back. Now this is something I wanted to get to last time and I just couldn't find it, but not a celebrity per se, but this mausoleum has a cool feature. There is a granite love seat for you to sit and visit and pay your respects here. There's also 2 granite chairs facing in opposite directions. That's very cool. Now this is the Forest Lawn Chapel. It's currently closed and I can't get inside of it, but supposedly the remains of Dr. Frederick Cook are interred within. Now, Dr. Frederick Cook was actually an American explorer and a physician, and his claim to fame is having been the first person to reach the North Pole on April 21st, 1908. There's another explorer by the name of Robert Peary who makes the same claim that he was the first to reach it on April 6, 1909. So it's been an ongoing dispute even to this day, but this is where he is. Wait a minute, what do we have here? I completely looked right past this. Actually, I stand corrected. It would appear this is the monument to him. Frederick Albert Cook, 1865 to 1940. And you can see here on this monument, they've mapped the journey all the way to the North Pole. Discoverer of the North Pole. That's him. Right here in Buffalo. Now this is another celebrity. I caught him last time I was here, but this is a celebrity I like to make very good point about. Here's this burial spot right here. It's Willis Carrier. Now, maybe the name sounds familiar, maybe it doesn't, but Willis Carrier is probably the biggest celebrity that I could see here because you all know who he was. If anybody here is currently sitting someplace warm and staying cool because of your air conditioning, thank this man right here, because it was him who invented commercial refrigeration and commercial air conditioning. His company, Carrier, basically brought air conditioning to the home. So if you're cool right now, thank this man right here. I thank you, sir. Now this next person may not be that big of a celebrity outside of Buffalo, but here he's certainly well known. I wanted to visit this site myself personally, but This also did come by as a request by one of my viewers. This is the final resting place of Lieutenant Craig Lanier. Lieutenant Lanier was a member of the Buffalo Police Department, and as such he was a member of the underwater recovery team here. And tragically, October of 2017, during a training exercise, he lost his life. It was end of watch for him. So I personally thank you, Lieutenant Lanier, for all you've done for the Buffalo PD and for everything. Rest well, sir. I never personally met him, and only know him by reputation and by the news, but it's amazing how you can be touched by somebody such as him. Everyday heroes, sincerely. Not a celebrity, but quite an interesting sculpture they've got here. It's called, "And when the earth shall claim your limbs, then shall you truly dance." So much truth to that statement. Yeah, I need to take a minute here to collect myself. Wow. Truth. Now this site is the final resting place of Mary Brunette Talbert. If you don't know who Mary Talbert was, she was an activist, a suffragist, and a reformer. She started by being the first elected assistant principal of Little Rock, Arkansas High School, and it was the highest position at the time to be held by any woman in the state, and she was actually the only African-American woman to hold such a high position at the time. She moved to Buffalo in 1891 and was a driving force behind the formation of what's called the Niagara Movement. She was also one of the original founders of the NAACP in 1915. She was also a World War I hero who served as a nurse in France. Although a bit modest of a gravestone, here is a nice plaque that they have erected on the side of the road for her. Now we're moving on. This next site belongs to an Alfred P. Southwick. Now, Alfred P. Southwick is another one whose celebrity is kind of known, but it might be known to you, maybe not. I'm going to give you some hints on this one. You're going to have to look this one up because it's a little weird, but it's very appropriate for this time of year. Alfred P. Southwick was a dentist from Buffalo, and you could see his date of birth and his date of death there. Dr. Southwick was notable for something he invented, and I'm going to ask you all, go ahead and Google it, and you'll be finding out, might be a little shocking, but I will give you this hint. His invention was the inspiration of my favorite Metallica album and one of my favorite Metallica songs. So Google it, check it out, post it in the comments down below. It's weird and cool at the same time. But he was from Buffalo, and he's buried here. And I gotta tell you, that is probably one of the most difficult grave sites I've ever needed to find. I've been wandering around here for probably the better part of 35 minutes trying to find that grave site. So Google it, check it out. I just stumbled upon this. What do you suppose that is on top of that stone right there? Is that a seal or an otter? No idea. The inscription is long since worn away, so I have no idea. Probably one of the more well-known burial sites here at Forest Lawn is this. It's that of the 13th President of the United States, Millard Fillmore. Yeah, this is a repeat for me too, but I just had to come and get it. See that little stone right there? That's where he's buried. We've got a president buried here in Buffalo. I always like taking a walk around the entire site because it's kind of cool. His whole family is buried here as well, and got this pretty magnificent obelisk here and the American flag just next to it. It's kind of still today. It's quite nice actually. And here is the plaque commemorating his burial. Yeah. Right here in Buffalo. Kind of nifty, isn't it? Very nifty. This guy is just gonna be in my way here. Silly geese. Now this mausoleum right here, I have visited before because this is a very impressive mausoleum. This is the Walden Meyer Mausoleum, and if you look at that sphere on top of the building, that's solid granite. That's completely solid. Oh, look at that nice little shadow against the sun. Now, besides being a really impressive mausoleum, this is the final resting place of Brigadier General Albert Meyer. Now, General Meyer's claim to fame probably affects you, kind of like Carrier, affects you more than you actually even know. General Meyer formed what is now known as the National Weather Service. So, anytime you watch TV, anytime you listen to the radio, anytime you go to the Weather Channel, you can thank General Meyer, because it was all his doing. And he also is buried here in Buffalo. On top of that, for my fellow veterans who were Signal Corps, General Meyer formed the Signal Corps, the United States Army. Rest well, General. Rest well. I think I'm going to wrap this one up here. I'm really glad I got to come back and revisit all the things I missed the first time around. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up down below. Share this video. Tell your friends. If you're new to my channel, check out some of my other vlogs. If you like them, please consider subscribing. Make sure you hit that bell so you'll be notified of any future vlogs I put up. Till next time, signing off from Buffalo, New York. Well, bye. Three, two, one. Oh, there's a car coming. Son of a